I made a video about a friend of ours who is in a state of a dilemma, confused, I don't know what to do, has two guys in her life, does not know the one to choose. And I said I was going to give my opinion because she's been reading a lot of comments, a lot of people are saying this and she's confused. And she's saying, Ma, please, what do you think? For me, there's no man who likes disrespect. I'll go for the second guy who's a principled person, who has his laid down procedures. That's a good leader. Now, any leader who does not lead with principle, who does not lead with direction, is not a good leader. And the Bible says the man is the head of the home. And who is the head? A head is a leader. So there's already a laid down principle. And for the first guy who is washing, who cancels all appointments, which man has a business deal that is going to bring more money even for his girl to spend and cancels it? I've not seen. Rather, he makes sure he puts things in place to be able to, like a substitute in place, things in place, people around her. Let me quickly do for money, because a man is technically minded. I used to always tell my husband that if I'm discussing, sometimes maybe I'm trying to gist and he's sleeping over, like if I tell you now that I want to bring a business that will bring 1 million or 2 or 100, even as much as 100,000, you open your eyes like this. That's who a man is. Does that mean he doesn't care? No, because that money he's making or he's going to make or that appointment he's going to keep, it's not just for him alone. That's one thing I found out about good men. Most times, maybe he says that he needs to change your car, maybe he needs to get you a good hair, he needs to change the apartment, maybe your rent is due. That's the reason he's going to do it, not really for him. So for me, I don't know, regardless of your opinion, I'll go for the second man. Who even, a comment says, he even takes his time to send it to the laundry. That's a good man. And secondly, I also see pretense for the first person who washes your underwear. See, me, I have seen a practical example. I know of a relative of mine. Yes. Maybe when she sees this video, she's going on talking about her, who left a guy, or because this other guy is washing clothes, comes, picks his car clothes. Even when she's going to work, he takes his time to wash, and they got married. Man, people of God, when this man who usually washes clothes entered marriage and began to show his character, my relative said if she had known. And guess what? The other guy is doing very well outside the country, and she suffered in marriage, still suffering. So do not look at those things. Most men, even women too, pretend in relationship. By the time you tie that knot and you are in the house, you begin to see the characters. I will always go for a principled man. I always tell my husband, this is one reason I married my husband. I like, if people that know me know this phrase, let's call a spade and not a shovel. My husband always calls a spade, even when we're cutting. When this is wrong, he tells you this is wrong. Meanwhile, those days, this girl had a toaster who was always running around over 10 years, and keep saying, when something is wrong, say it's wrong. Me, I know this thing is wrong. Maybe I want a second opinion. If you're comfortable with it, it's fine by me. Run. Do you know that toaster of this young girl that time has 3 wives? He's from Delta State. He has 3 wives now. 3. Just imagine I said, oh, he doesn't, like some of you say, he pampers me a lot. He doesn't, even when I'm wrong, he doesn't bother about it. Run for that kind of a person. That's not a good leader. The Bible says he's the head. For you to be a good head, for me to follow you well, as your wife or as your partner or as your better half, you must lead well. So that man who knows this is a spade and not a shovel is the man. Every woman, regardless of your tribe, tradition, that's the kind of person you should marry. That's the kind of person you should spend the rest of your life with. Because when something is wrong, he tells you, yes, this is wrong. Babe, no, you can't do it like this. He takes his time with empathy, with love. We build it to perfection. Do you know that a lot of women that are married today have spent 5, 10, 15, 16 years in marriage? They didn't start marriage like this. I'm talking about those who are enjoying marriage, not those who are in some shabby kind of violent relationship. No, I'm talking about those in good relationship, those in good marriages. They'll tell you. I have heard a preacher, she used to always say it in her videos, that my husband did this, my husband brought me out. I was a very shy person, but my husband said, you can do this and you can do this, and today I'm doing it with all joy. Sometimes you might have a ministry, you might have a calling, you might have an ambition inside of you that you wanted to fulfill as a young girl. Then you marry the right person, he sees it in you and brings you out. Take for example what I'm doing today. As a young child, I used to love to preach. I used to love to talk to people. People used to come to me, we'll talk about things and settle things out. My husband, he didn't even know this part of me. But the way he sees people coming around me, flocking around me in church, when we go for a gathering, people are like, man, this is a problem. And we're able to settle together. My husband said, this thing is in here. I told him, it's been inbuilt inside of me. I love to solve problems. I love to assist people in solving all kinds of problems, not just marriage, relationship. I just love people to be happy. And I always believe in a happily ever after relationship. So he helped me and he has been pushing me. You can do this no matter how busy you are. You must talk to your audience. So what am I trying to say? To cap it up, marry a man who is a principled man. And a good man, a principled man, is always a good leader. If we have good leaders in the world today, we'll not be where we are. If we have principled people today, we will have a better world, a better nation, and a better economy. Remember this, that whatsoever you want to see tomorrow starts today. So follow principle. Don't live your life anyhow. Don't live your life the way you like. Let there be laid down principles that will guide you and give you a better happily ever after.